It's too much money here. I mean, nobody should be hitting lotto for 36 million and we got people starving in the streets. That is not idealistic, that's just real. That is just stupid.
I wanna fix the poverty in P.E. Maybe that helped me if they honestly believe me. I speak differently so they phonically deceive me. It's easy to speak of peace from where you can't see me. The shifting of the seasons comes with a static change, and it remains to detain those without a name, without a voice or a choice for their own lives. And while we thrive, we criticize how they survive, preoccupied with the lives of the criminal ties. It's a sinful disguise for their minimal lives. Dedication to a nation that tell us to have patience. People living on the pavements, we notice them when they're stealing, not when they're starving. We notice them when they're dealing, not when they're coughing. Don't notice them when they're dreaming for a bit of laughing, and we turn a blind eye when they're sealing up the coffins.
These little kids that was at the gas station, it impressed me that them little kids was like 14 and they pumping people's gas. Instead of like taking the money like I would be, that's the easy way. They pumping people's gas. And you know, people is cruel. They'll give you a quarter after watching you inhale vapors and everything. They'll give you a quarter for pumping gas. And I gave them little kids like 50 bucks. They was like, thank you, but that teaches them the words. That teaches them that when you work hard and being responsible, there's a reward for that.
Hey yo, I'm a villain to this prison they call society. So they label me the baddest, saddest, you see. Damaging the fantasy the government has planned for me. And if you with the revolution, join the SV family tree. Damn, you see I come here to summon the anarchy on the beat like a tambourine. Shaking and quaking, your heart starts to race when you see the truth in everything that I'm saying. That we products, ain't it obvious? Touched by something from the heavens up above. Past the clouds, you should be proud to even think aloud. Acting like clouds when we should be working shit out. I'd rather be shot dead from the truth that I spread, instead of a trend or forgetting that we all friends. Purely educated leader hasn't even reached grade 4, dragging us into this poverty of thought.
You know how many things, because then that would bring hope. You know what I'm saying? There's no hope. And it's not going to be too many more Christmases without hope. You know what I'm saying? Not to make it just about Christmas, not going to be too many more days without hope. Because if there's hopelessness, there's revolution. And there's change. And if there's change, something's going to end up on the bottom. That doesn't have to happen. It doesn't have to be a we on bottom, we on top thing all the time. It could be just a let's spread this.
Suicide on my mind, but I couldn't do it, cause all I wanna do is rhyme. Thought about it all the time, but I couldn't leave without saying goodbye to the poverty everywhere. It's a nightmare, almost people dying like they can't even afford air. Stupid rich people don't even really care, that's why we steal, cause it isn't fair. Gotta stay strong, gotta go on, gotta survive and strive to stay alive all the time when you ride up on this crazy life. And sometimes you gotta swallow your pride, cause time that's never behind will always remind. Every time it rewinds, see the tears in my eyes, see the fears in their cries. Suicide on your mind, please don't die. The poverty of thought, that's the cause for this remorse. The problem is the source of a non-physical force.
When you live in a poor neighborhood, you're living in an area where you have to have poor schools. When you have poor schools, you have poor teachers. When you have poor teachers, you get a poor education. Poor education, you can only work on a poor-paying job. And that poor-paying job enables you to live again in a poor neighborhood. So it's a very vicious cycle.
Lose this who? Memo number 1, both the winter and summer's come. Call me son of Mumford, running with crumbs. Trailing off, I'm Hansel. Turn a handsome pass to a puff. Ash when it's done, Cleopatra's son, suburban from slums. Born in a time of blacks getting cuffed, escaped the revolution. That kid wasn't violent to my family who wasn't moving. Returned to a glitchy rainbow, still being born. Minds were being opened, but colors were still being scorned. History was still being mourned. But I'm more worried for the future. Apartheid kids with no school leading us through a storm, just a thought. But we still got the potential for life. Not dying in these shackles of westernized states of mind. We're animals who've become alien to our planet. No more about celeb scandals than planting a seed, breed. I'm trying to paddle through our ocean of drought. See, I'm just trying to spit the shit you should be knowing about. It's cold in the south, they froze in our hearts. Bullshit flows out their mouth, sucking life from the darks, and now we blind. That's why our paths reverse backwards. Past becomes the present. Worst gift to unravel came off with jewels on the wrist and food for the kids. You don't need a PhD to know we stupid as shit. That's just my vision of truth. We're living in tombs, put ourselves on a pedestal, but we're twisting a noose.
But now, we face the difficult task of making our government turn their promises into the action that will save millions of lives. we can be the greater generation that makes poverty history. But to make poverty history, we must now make promises happen one by one. Don't give up now. Let your politicians know you are watching every step they take. They made promises. Now they must deliver.